All right, and we are live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between. I invite I invite Hyena. You are here with perfect timing. That was my phone yelling at me. I am here to do readings for people with perfect timing, so okay. And we're here. And Margaret is here. Hello, Margaret. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Ooh. Okay, will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? Which deck would like to answer Margaret's question? Will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? Which deck would like to answer that question? The cat deck. Because it's Ace and it's Gryffindor. And, well, Gryffindor's the lion, so a cat turret just makes sense. Let's get out the board. Will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? And will Margaret get the job at Panera Bread? And I see Preston. Hello, Preston. Welcome. And yes, Preston, you can ask questions. I just have to make sure someone's okay in the house. Hold on. Oma, you okay? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, everyone is alright. My golly. Hoi. Oh, golly. We're okay. We are okay. We're back in the game. Margaret job offer on will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? And will Margaret get the job at Panera Bread? Okay. Okay, will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? And Will she get the job at Panera Bread? The answer is no. And the answer is no for both. We're going to look into the cards for more answers. Okay, so will Margaret get the job offer on Friday? And the answer is no. Because of a little devil. He's got a cute face. But you're not going to get that job offer on Friday. The Major Arcana too. Okay, and this one is job offer for Panera Bread. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 of Cups. And Cups is when you have all your cups with 8s. 8 was a stable number. 8 cups is emotion. Panera Bread. It strangely enough, this card is just telling me they had enough dishwashers there. They didn't need another employee there. So, yeah. Sorry, Margaret. No on both. Okay, and is Preston... And Preston wants to know what his Leo is thinking about. I'll get to Preston's question. Put these away. Okay, which deck would like to answer Preston's question? Preston's question. Okay, number 2. So Robinwood Tarot, and it is Ravenclaw is number 2. What is Preston's Leo thinking about? What is Preston's Leo thinking about? What is Preston's Leo thinking about? Oh, the Leo is thinking very hard about thoughts and decisions. This is the 2 of Swords, which has to do with thoughts and decisions. And usually this card indicates that there is an indecision at this point, and it is keeping this person unable to make a decision between the 2 thoughts. So this is the card of indecision and kind of keeping that person distracted from anything else. That is, this decision is taking over their mind. So that is what is on Preston's Leo's thoughts. I'm going to put this deck away, and then I'll get to more of Margaret's questions. By the way, I hope they helped you out, Preston. Let's see here. Margaret says, does Paul know I'm done with him? And is TJ up to do something wrong? He has been too quiet. I'm trying to dissect this question. Is TJ up to do something wrong? He has been too quiet. I'm going to guess that you mean that is TJ up to something wrong because he's been too quiet? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Is TJ up to no good? Will I work 3 night jobs at Target job? Three night Target jobs. Let's find out which deck would like to answer Margaret's questions. Okay, I don't have anything for the Joker yet. And number 3. Prison. Prisma Visions deck. Okay, to review for the cards. Does Paul know that Margaret is done with him? Is TJ up to no good? And will Margaret be working 3 night Target jobs? Nope, not that one. Night shift. Ah. night shift jobs. Okay, so no, Paul does not know you're done with him. No, TJ's not up to no good. And no, you will not be working 3 night shift jobs at Target. We're going to look into the details of the cards. So, Paul. Does Paul know Margaret is done with him? No, he does not. Wait. Was that where I set up? Okay. So I am incorrect. That was a yes. Unless I flipped it. Hold on. Did I flip that? I don't think I did. I'll check back on the video. Ah. Okay. Alright, so that is a yes. Paul does know that you're done with him. No for TJ is up to no good. And no for 2 of Swords. There we go. In order. Okay. So the first one is Paul knows that Margaret is done with him. The 9 of Pentacles. And Pentacles is wealth, health, and earth. And 9 is a completion of cycles. I mean, this is a completion of the 9 of Pentacles. So this is, for him, it feels like a relief. Like, the work is done, like, everything that he's been doing work-wise, has come to a head, and he's at peace with it. Okay, and TJ has been too quiet. Is he up to no good? And the answer is the Knight of Swords. So TJ has had other things to deal with, aggressively so, because the Knight of Swords is a very aggressive character. So if you're not hearing from him, then he's battling other gigantic geese. And I say gigantic geese because that is what is in the picture. If you can see the picture. So he's got other big birds to fry, and he's not too focused on you right now, so you're not hearing from him. And will Margaret work 3 night shifts at the Target job? And it's the 2 of Swords. And it was a no. And again, a paralyzation of decisions. Can't choose one. That's a lot going, like, so there's too much going on in the head, and a decision can't be made. So that is what is going on with the 3 night shifts. Okay, hope that helped out, Margaret. I'm gonna put this deck away and then have a sip of drink. Drink good. So I do see Margaret's next question, which is, will Margaret get a job before August? Gonna ask the cards. Does Paul understand I'm not coming to his house this weekend? Oh, understand. Margaret's not coming. Okay, which deck? We're gonna go with J, which is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The octopus chair. So will Mark get a job before August? And does Paul understand Margaret is not coming this weekend? And so the first one is a no, and the second one is a yes. So Margaret getting a job before August is a no. And looking further into the card is the Knight of Cups. So cups are emotion, and the Knight is movement of water and emotion. Like emotionally, it's stable. Because it's not a page, it's a knight. And there's movement in this. But it was a no. Things are not moving as quickly as you want them to. I can see that in this card. I think that is what this card is addressing. That it's just not moving as fast as you want it to. And Paul understanding that Margaret is not coming this weekend. He understands, and he might be sad about it. But he's also might be distracted by other things going on. And so his focus might not truly be on all of that. Okay. And I see another Margaret question. Should I just go get a job at Five Guys? Let's see. Five Guys. Let's find out. I already got this deck here. We're going to use this deck for the third question too. Should Margaret get a job at Five Guys? Should Margaret get a job at Five Guys? And the answer is yes, the Empress. Yes. And the Empress is a major arcana. And it usually has to do with a lot of feminine energy, usually a pregnant woman, a mother figure. So you would do well at Five Guys. I hope that helps you out, Margaret. Alright, I'm going to put this deck away. I'm going to take a drink. And then I'll catch back up on chat. Clear the board. Resets. Not only do I need a drink, I need chapstick. And I do see your other question, Margaret. I'm just getting ready to read for it. One moment. Alright. Ooh, okay. Let's see the next questions. Is police watching Paul's house this weekend? Oh, interesting. Police watching Paul. And was the police watching Paul's house last Saturday? Okay, so this weekend and last Saturday. Alrighty. Let's find out which deck would like to answer this question. Okay. Were the police watching Paul this weekend? And was the police watching Paul last Saturday? So, I started shuffling the playing card deck. I should actually get you a deck that will. Sorry about that. Which deck wants to answer Margaret's questions? Number 10. We're gonna need number 10. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got distracted. using an actual tarot card job to do the job. Using an actual tarot card deck to do the correct job. Here we go. So, were the police watching Paul's house last Saturday and this weekend? Alright, so were police watching? Will the police be watching Paul's house this weekend, and were they watching him last Saturday? Yes. And yes. Okay, so we're gonna look further into the cards. Both yes for the police watching Paul's house. The Four of Pentacles is Paul for this weekend. He's keeping an eye on his resources, keeping them held tight. He's trying to be as stable as possible. And then Paul, the police watching Paul last Saturday was the Six of Swords. And that's thought. And I remember this one is a victory card of him taking skills to bridge the defeat from another past event. So he successfully made up for last Saturday, but he's still holding his ground for this upcoming weekend. Okay, I think I got that one down pretty good. Hope that one helped you out. You know what? Same topic. Let's use the same deck. Are they about to bust Paul next month? Are they about to bust Paul next month? Are they about to bust Paul next month? The answer is yes, with the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is action. So if they're gonna bust, that would be the action part. And the Three of Wands, three is a group activity. So that would be the group of police busting in. So yes, that is a definite. Awesome. I hope that helps you out. I'm gonna put these cards back. I'll take a drink of ice drink. I forget even what I have in here. It's a sort of energy V8 drink. Have a sip of that. And then I'll get to the next batch of questions. Margaret, you have a very exciting life. I don't think I could deal with all that. Okay. Let's see. Whew. Will his friends be there when his house I'm guessing that's gonna be, will his friends be there when his house gets busted? Cool. And will he try to run to my house when they bust his house? Will Paul try to run to Margaret's house? Is his female roommate talking to the police? Okay. So we're gonna pick a deck. We're gonna pick a deck this time. Because we can't use the playing card deck to do this. We need the tarot card deck. Okay, so a deck. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the tarot card deck. Cat tarot. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, so will Paul's friends be at the house when it's busted? Will Paul run to Margaret's house when his house is busted? And is the female roommate talking to the police? That's a lot. That's so much drama. That is so much drama. And admittedly, I'd watch that drama on TV. Okay, so will Paul's friends be at the house when he gets busted? Nope. Will Paul run to Margaret's house when his house is busted? Yep. And is the female roommate talking to the police? It's bad. Okay. Jesus. So I believe this one's a no because the little triangle is here in the corner. I'm going to make sure because it's very hard to tell this deck. I'm going to just pull out the book and make sure on that one. So that's 10 of Swords. Okay, yeah, that one is upside down, so that's going to be a no. That's a no on the third one. So, no, Paul's friends will not be at the house when it's busted. Page of Wands. They're young. And they're quick on their feet. They're not going to get caught. And will Paul run to Margaret's house when his house gets busted? Yes. He's young. And he's looking for something stable. And he would see your place as stable. But, he's not the brightest person. And No, the female roommate has not been talking to the police. Because because she's stuck at the house and she doesn't want to be a part of this. That's definitely what that one is. Can't get through so the card was the cat getting stuck on the screen door. So she doesn't want to be stuck there. She doesn't want to be stuck in there. She has not been talking to the police. Alright, I'll put this stuff away. Clear the board. Have another sip of drink. I hope those answers helped you out, Margaret. Did she sleep with Paul, the roommate? Did the female roommate sleep with Paul? Is that the question? Okay. So did the female roommate sleep with Paul? Which deck wants this drama-induced plotline? Which deck can handle this drama? It's a lot. It's very stressful. That was just my tablet. Which deck? The 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Robinwood Terrace. There's another one. Hold that thought, cards. Okay, so is Paul mom when she comes going to tell him to leave the house? Paul mom leave house. There we go. It's a very good question. Okay, so did the female roommate sleep with Paul? And is Paul's mom coming to tell him to leave the house? There we go. Yeah, that one. Okay. Did she sleep with Paul? No, she did not. And will Paul's mom come and tell him to leave? Nope, she's not in on it. Let's look into the cards for more. Both of them are new. Did the female roommate sleep with Paul? The answer is no. There are very complex dynamics happening there and conflict. but she didn't. And part of the conflict is not her sleeping with Paul. That's just not what happened. And then Paul's mom telling him to leave, she has no part in that. She has not shared much emotion on that. She might not even know what's going on. She might be completely oblivious to what's going on. Or she's just saying it's not her problem. But either way, she's not going to come in and tell him to leave the house. Okay, I'm going to put these cards back. Okay, there's a drink. And I've been streaming for 46 minutes already. Cool. Thank you for all the questions. I hope the answers have been helpful. Clearing the board. Now that I don't go to that house anymore, will Pauline start hanging out there? Will Pauline hang out there? Let's find a deck to answer that question. Hey, which is the cat turret. Slytherin. Will Pauline hang out there now that Margaret is not there? Will Pauline hang out there now that Margaret is not? The answer is no. I believe that one's no, because again, up at the corners where the New Roman number is, and it is the 8 of blades or swords or claws and teeth. And 8 is usually the 8 of swords. Remember the 8 of swords being someone bound up, blindfolded by their thoughts. But this cat is clearly attacking those leaves. So no, Pauline will not be hanging out there. She does not like the thought of it. She's gonna rebel against it. And that is what the cards are telling me. Okay, and then Parla Slouch says, really likes the card art. Winky face, yeah, I like the cat tarot art. It's very good. And Margaret says, even though I'm leaving for Florida next year, Spirit was telling me to fix up my living room. Should I do it? Well, I do see Margaret's question. I have this deck out, and I'm gonna just quick catch up on chat first, then I'll do your question, Margaret. And Parlasach says, and yet the card you're holding up intends different body language. Okay. Well, Margaret's next question was, even though I'm leaving for Florida, Spirit was telling me to fix up living room. Okay. So, should Margaret fix up the living room? Should Margaret fix up the living room? Okay, should Margaret fix up the living room? And the answer is yes. The Three of Cups. And emotions are cups, and then groups of people are related to three. So for the networking purposes of your place, like for your landlord, for one, and for the next people, or even if you have a landlord, I don't know. I guess that was a weird intuition or assumption on my part, but for the next people, it would be more important for them if you fixed it up. So, the cards say yes, you should fix it up. Okay, I'm going to put this back in the deck, and then I'll check chat again. I'm going to have a drink, and then read chat. Okay. And Polislot says, realizes it's painful having to fix property lot to put back in the market. That's true. I just save up on travel supplies first. And Parla says, hosting, living room, networking, a busy area? Parla says, keep a journal. Okay. Ankita says, hi. And Margaret says, okay. Ankita says, I'm extremely sad, ma'am. So you are extremely sad, Ankita. I feel that. And Margaret says, will I work at Five Guys for a long time? I'm going to put that question on the board for Margaret. I'll get back to you in a minute. And Ankita says, I made FRNDR, but he isn't talking to me. When will he start talking again? Okay, so Ankita is also on the board. We're gonna ask the cards about that. What are the feeling? Proloslat says, oh no, the restaurants? What? Ankita says, what are the feelings of R towards his friendship with me and his next action towards me? And Parlis says, there's another option out there. Five Guys isn't stable. Okay, so Margaret is first on the list, and then I'm gonna get to Ankita's. And that's my phone. I'm gonna get to Ankita's situation, but I'm gonna get to Margaret's question. Which deck would like to answer Margaret's question about Five Guys? A deck. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Octopus Tarot. Okay, so will Margaret work at Five Guys for a long time? Will Margaret work at Five Guys for a long time? The answer is no. You will not work at Five Guys for a very long time. And that is the Three of Pentacles. So you will be working the job, because this card is always working together with other people to make money. It's going to be a job to make you the money. That's purely what it is. And it doesn't need to be anything more than that. Thankfully, we just have jobs that you work and you get money for. So, no, you're not going to be working there too long. Okay, then we're going to figure out Ankita's situation and questions. Alright, let's see here. Ankita. I made so Ankita made, I'm guessing what this is that Ankita made a friend called R, but he isn't talking to Ankita when he when will he start talking again? So when will R start talking to Ankita again? And the second one was, what are the feelings of R towards his friendship with me and his next action towards me? So what is R's feelings and what's his next action's gonna be? Alright, so let's find a deck to answer all this. First of all, actually, so the first one is a time question. So I'm actually going to use the Cosmic Timing deck for Ankita because it has to deal with time. When will R... Let me find it again. When will R start talking to Ankita again? So this is a really good deck just for timing questions. So I'm going to use that just for the first one. And then I'll pick a tarot card deck for the other two. When will R start talking to Ankita again? Okay. What do we have? We have within within 6 months. There we go. Hope you can see it. R will start talking to Ankita within 6 months. Hope that helps for the first one, and then I'm going to get to the other two in a moment. And put this away. Now, which tarot card deck wants to answer the other two for feelings and actions? Okay, Queen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is the Supernatural deck. Very good. Okay. Okay, so what is R's feelings towards Ankita and the friendship? And what is R's next action going to be towards Ankita? Okay, so feelings and action. Very simple. Ooh, that one. That one's good. So feelings and actions. What are R's feelings and next actions? Alright, we got Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Bones, which is the Seven of Wands, which is, okay, so Wands go really well with action because Wands are the suit of action and doing things, getting things done. And 7 is the number for reflection and inquiry. So he's going to view you as an action to consider, something to take into consideration with his next actions. Like, there's a lot build up with this next action he's going to take with Ankita, and the feelings are Two of Pentacles, and that means a deal. A deal and taking an inventory of resources. This feels transactional. Like, this does not feel like a friendship. This feels transactional, like in a business sense. So, I would not assume this is a friendship. I would assume this is some sort of deal, some sort of financial stake, or he's not looking at it through he's not looking at it through a friendship lens. So that is definitely some red flags. I would not trust this friendship. So I hope you can let that friendship go, Ankita, because I get lots of red flags from this. I hope that helps you out. Okay, and then I'm gonna catch up on chat. It's been a while since I checked on chat. Drink. Alright, what's going on, chat? Okay, Margaret said she keeps getting turned away. And Parlasach said, wide-eyed blushing emoji, best of luck. And then teary-eyed emoji, the franchise chain has been doing a lot of sudden closures. And then Parlasach says, sweating emoji, there were some great moments, but the quality went down sadly. And then a white square in a black square emoji likes the digital pad stylus. And then Margaret says, will I move to Tampa, Florida next year? I'll get to Margaret's question in a moment once I catch up on chat. And then Prowless Lutch says, BRB getting called away. Ankita says yes. Ooh, I see that. Thank you, ma'am. You are very welcome, Ankita. I'm very happy to help. Anki, YK Joe says, hi Violet. Hi, Anki, YK Joe. Welcome. How are you doing today? I am avoiding that subject. It's been a wild day. You know what? The happiest thing that happened to me today was there was a swarm of dragonflies, and it was fantastic and amazing to see, and it was like, ooh, that's really cool. The universe really wanted me to see a swarm of dragonflies. It was spectacular. I hope your day is going okay too. Let's see, and now that I've caught up on chat, I'm gonna go back and answer Margaret's question, which was, will I move to Tampa, Florida next year? Tampa, Florida next year. I need to pick a deck for Margaret. Okay, which tarot card deck is doing number 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rockwood Tarot. Robinwood Tarot. Will Margaret move to Tampa, Florida next year? Will Margaret move to Tampa, Florida next year? And the answer is no. It is the Four of Wands. And 4 is a stable number. And it has to do with action. So the most stable action is not going to be next year for Tampa, Florida. And that is what the cards are saying. Let's see. And Margaret says, okay. And what Keijo says, swarm of dragonflies. You don't see that every day. It's very true. As I was very surprised. Apparently, besides how really amazing it was to see, it turns out that dragonflies grow up in a sort of swarm formation where when certain bugs and mosquitoes hatch, dragonflies also hatch and just start a massive feeding upon the mosquitoes and insects, and that's just, I love that. I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad they're getting eaten. So it's very good to see, but spectacular to witness. It was magical. I felt it was magical because I love dragonflies. They're so magical and neat. And they're like helicopters. And let's see. And Margaret says, okay. And YK just says, that was Raymond's purpose in. Oh, okay. So, yep. All right. So we got. We got YK Joe's question. Awesome. That is very curious. And thanks for the dragonfly fun fact. Laughing crying emoji. You are so welcome. I'm here for the dragonfly facts. And your second question, why have we been repeating the same cycle for 3 years now? Oh, very good question. I'm going to ask the cards. Going to ask the cards. What was Raymond's purpose in my life? Let's pick a deck. Pick a deck. I'm going to put down the questions. Raymond's purpose in YK Joe's life. And why have we been repeating the same cycles for 3 years now? Why 3-year cycle? I'm going to open this up to all the decks. Okay, so King. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that is 13 in Ravenclaw, if that makes a difference. I don't know. Some people know what it is. Okay, put that there. Raymond's purpose. Why 3-year cycle? Okay. What was Raymond's purpose in YK Joe's life, and why a 3-year cycle? Okay, we got Raymond's purpose, and for the second one. Okay, so Raymond's purpose in your life, my life story, and the law of attraction. Each and every component that makes up your life experience is drawn to it by the powerful law of attraction's response to the thoughts you think and the story you tell about your life. Your money and financial assets, your body's state of wellness, clarity, flexibility, size and shape, your work environment, how you're treated, work satisfaction, and rewards. Indeed, the very happiness of your life experience in general is all happening because of the story that you tell. So, Raymond's purpose in your life was that he was part of the story that you told. And then, why? Why have you been repeating the same cycle for 3 years now? Money isn't everything, but you are right when you think money isn't everything. You certainly do not need money to have joy in your experience. But in your society, there is so much of what you live is tied to money in some way. Most of you associate money with freedom. And since freedom is a basic tenet of your being, then coming into alignment with money will help you establish a balanced footing that will be of value to you in all other aspects of your experience. So, why 3 years? Is probably because you guys were stuck together with money. And that is what the cards are saying. I hope that helps you out, YK Joe. I'm going to put these cards away. Then I'm gonna have a sip of drink. A sip of drink. A sip of drink. Good drink. Okay, there has not been an update on chat, and I have been streaming for 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's been a long 1 hour and 23 minutes. Safia Kahatiba. Hello. Hello, Safi. No, is it Safia? Safia. Hi, Safia. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Ah, good. And how are you, Rose? I am doing okay. I'm going to sleep very well after stream tonight. How are you, Safia? Is this person I'm gonna marry someone I already know? Is this person I'm gonna marry someone I already know? You know what? I'm gonna ask the cards. I'm just trying to, is the person I'm gonna marry someone I already. Okay, so now I think I understand. So, do you already know the person that you're going to one day marry? Okay, I think I got it now. I think I got it. I understand the question. Let's ask the cards. Let's ask which deck wants to answer that question. Okay, so the King Tarot card question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The Gate Tarot. Very good. So does Safia know? Does Safia already know the person he's going to marry? That the person they are going to marry? Does Safia already know the person that they are going to marry? The answer is no for that one. I'm going to look into the card for more details. The answer is no. It's the Youth of Cups. So a very young person, very excited about their emotions. So this sounds like a young person that is full of love, very eager to get married. But it's not someone you know right now. Okay, and then let's see the second question. What was being in G's energy protecting me energetically, and will I get to stay in his energy despite losing contact? Okay, so I'm gonna break this down. Was G's energy protecting Safia? And will Safia get to stay in his energy despite losing contacts? Let's find out. Was G's energy protecting Safia? And will Safia get to stay in his energy despite losing contacts? Okay. So that is yes. It was protective, and yes, you'll be able to stay in the energy despite losing contact. We're going to look into the cards for more detail. So G's energy being protective over Safia, it is the Sage of Wands. So it is a very big celebratory energy, and it was very protective. It is very protective. And wands are very action oriented suit. So, yes, it was protecting Safia. And then, yes, and the detail is a 2 of coins. And the 2 of coins is looking at the resources that one has. Because coins are wealth and health and earth. So you get to stay in his energy despite losing contact, yes. Because it was already established and he hasn't revoked it yet. So there you go. Alright, good for you. That's good for you. I hope that helped you out, Safia. Alright, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 32 minutes. Got 28 minutes left. Treat time. And I have caught up on chat. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. And Safia says, what lesson is the situation I have with my sacral chakra energy trying to teach me? Will I be able to control it, or will it just go away? I'm just trying to wrap my brain around this question, but maybe I shouldn't. I should just let the cards speak. I'm just gonna let the cards speak. You know, which tarot card deck? You know what? Which deck wants to take this question? It's a very complicated one. And I think let's read the cards. So we're gonna find out. I can see it's a long story. I'm just gonna leave it to the cards and intuition, because my human brain doesn't want to tackle that. Just gonna let the cards tell you what's up. That's all I'm here to do. I'm not here to judge nothing. A. Cat Tarot. Perfect. The silliest deck for the weirdest questions. Okay. Alright, let me try to at least define the question for the cards before I shuffle. So, what lesson is the sacral chakra trying to teach? And control. So, will Safia be able to control it? Is a yes/no question. And will it just go away? Another yes/no question. Okay, so really, 3 questions here. We are going to draw cards and read them. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, first off, what lesson? The Hanged Man. Okay, so it's not a yes or no question. So that's why I flipped it, because the only reversals I take into account is my yes and no's. So, can you control it? Nope, can't control it. Will it go away? Nope, not going away. Okay. We'll look into these no cards in a moment. Put them right here. Get back to those in a minute. So, what lesson is the sacral chakra trying to teach you? And it's the Hangman, which is a different perspective. That is a major arcana, by the way. So this is a major lesson. So the sacral chakra is trying to make you look at something in a different light and figure it out and get a new perspective before you come back. And that is the lesson that is trying to teach you. And then, can you control it? No. And this is the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords is usually taking skills that you had during a defeat and make it into a victory. So you're going to learn from the mistakes of your past. But no, you can't control it. You're going to learn from that. And then will it go away? The Knight of Wands. And there was a no, remember. A no, Knight of Wands, which is a more experienced person of action. So, you might have more experience afterwards, but it's not going away. It's not going away. It refuses. It refuses to go away. So, you should learn what it's trying to teach you by looking at it in a different way. You may have to go upside down, but hang in there. Okay? You got this. Okay. So I hope that helps you out. That's crazy, man. I don't even know the full story. There we go. Put that deck back. I'm gonna get a drink. What is a perception of mine that the universe wants me to switch up? Let's find out. Let us find out. Let's pick a new deck. See which deck wants to answer that question. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the Moonology Oracle card deck. This is a very good deck for these kind of in-depth questions. Get some really good gritty detail here. So what is the perception that the universe wants you to switch up? Let's find out. And hello, Debbie. I do see you in your sparkly star rose. Oh, beautiful shawl. Okay, so we got which one? It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Number 82. Alright, so what is the perception of Safia's that the universe wants to see you switch up? So it's time to release negativity. The full moon in Scorpio. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all of your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring out your desired result. Cool. So, attuned to the moon, emote. It's all better out than in. Additional meanings for this card. It's time for you to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. The end of an argument. The teaching. The full moon in Scorpio is a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end towards a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. So, I hope that helped you out, Safia. It sounds like this has been very intense for you. And It's just time to release the negativity. I hope that helps you out. I'm going to put this deck away, and then I'm going to catch up on chat. So everyone, please hold tight. There we go. Moonology deck. Have a sippy sip of drink. Okay. Let's see. Debbie says, can you please pull a card and ask the universe the question, will my sister-in-law have her granddaughter before the 24th of June? I'm going to put Debbie on the board, and I'll get back to you once I catch up on chat. Debbie's on the board. And then Preston says, thank you. And you're very welcome, Preston. And he said, heart and sparkly heart. And Debbie says, return to sender, ask the archangels to help. Do a cord cutting? Scissors, hands up. Clear the bad energy shadow work. You have to do this work. It doesn't just happen because she pulls a card. It's confirming that you need to. When you release the negativity, it allows good to come. Safia says, this is very helpful. Thank you. Rose, you're very welcome. I really try to be a positive person, but it's like every time I have an interaction with somebody, they pull me right back down with them, or at least they try hard. And Debbie says, believe me, it's your life. Don't be miserable. Cut people out who don't resonate with 100% with you. And Debbie says, please clear from them. And Safia says, right now I'm isolating myself as much as possible because I'm also recovering from negative workspace. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah. So I've caught up on chat, and I have Debbie's question to get to. But that's a lot, Safia. That sounds very stressful. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. Okay, Debbie's question. Debbie's question was, ask the universe the question, will Debbie's sister-in-law have her granddaughter before the 24th of June? That is a very specific question. It is a yes or no question. So it's going to be from a tarot card deck. Which tarot card deck would like to answer Debbie's question? Number 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. There are more tarots. Will Debbie's sister-in-law have her granddaughter before the 24th of June. Will Debbie's sister-in-law have her granddaughter before the 24th of June? That's a good one. Let's see here. The answer is no. The stepsister will not have the granddaughter before the 24th. No. It says no. And looking further into the cards, it is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. So this is a very aggressive, logical cutter of things. Very sharp-minded. Not quite youth, but one with some experience coming in to be very logical. So, no. So this actually sounds like a doctor who would come in with this type of knowledge. Because it's very logical and just certain of themselves. So I'm going to say that no, they're not going to have the granddaughter, and somebody's going to come in and logically explain stuff, but I don't know who that person really is going to be, but it sounds like a doctor. Very aggressive and logical. Okay, I'm going to put this deck away. I have more to drink. And I have approximately 7 minutes left in my 2-hour stream. I have been streaming for 1 hour and 53 minutes. So another 7 minutes, I'm going to catch up on chat and see where we're at. Let's see here. Debbie says, your hermit mode, best time to get strength. Do get spiritual, because you'll have all the help to conquer their demons that are attacking them. Good people have good energy, and lower vibing people want to squash us by taking our energy. When they put you down, stand up and rise like the phoenix. They don't mess with you. And Safia says, exactly, that has happened to me so many times before, and I always have to rise up from the ashes and into something bigger. Butterfly and thank you hands. And Debbie says, it's a King of Swords. No, it wasn't a King of Swords. It was a Knight of Swords. Yep, no BS. Hope I will get the help. Thank you, hands, butterfly. That's what I need to do. I think get stronger as a positive person than they are as negative, nasty people. I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds like a doctor. So what does the universe have to tell me? Can you pull a card and see? Can you get a coach? You can believe a healer helped me. Alright, so I think Debbie is asking for a general universal card pull. I think that's what that was. So I will definitely do that for you, Debbie. Yes. Good. Alright. So we're gonna do a general reading from the universe to Debbie. Which deck would like to talk to Debbie today? Which deck? Which deck? Alright, it's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Octopus Tarot. What does the universe has to say to Debbie tonight? What does the universe have to say? What does the universe have to say today? What does the universe have to say? And right outside my door, there's thunder. Kid you not. Love the perfect timing of the universe. It's loud. It's very loud. With swarms of dragonflies and thunder outside. Love it. So, the universe has to say to Debbie, the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles usually is a conflict of coin, wealth, health, and earth. So there's a conflict with money. And the money in this picture seems to be flying away, which is a problem. Or rather, the money that's floating in the air is absolutely being ignored. Okay, so ignoring the resources at hand. I believe that is what the universe is trying to tell you right now. See, Debbie says, yes, money, need more. Yeah, that's also usually what that 5 of Pentacles means. Join the gym and trainer costs a lot, but the investment in me. And John says, can we ask about my job search? Alright, so John, you did jump in here at the absolutely last minute and you want a timeline. Okay. I am at my 2-hour mark, but I am going to do your last question as my last question. Okay, we're going to see which deck we ask about my job search timeline. Alright. I mean, we have the cosmic timing deck for a timeline. And you are very welcome, Debbie. Alright, so I think we're just going to count on the cosmic timing deck because the question is on his job search. I suppose what John is trying to ask is, when will the job search yield results? When will the job search yield results for John? And see you soon, Debbie. Thank you for coming. When will the job search yield something for John? When will the job search yield something for John? Okay, and it says in the spring. In the spring, John. So I hope that helps you out. I am at my 2-hour limit for tonight. So come back in 22 hours and I'll do more readings, everyone. I will be back at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m., 22 hours from now. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all for your questions and time. Love you. Good night.